Normally this isn't the kind of thing I would talk about in my videos, because I feel like I'm not the right person to do it. I'm not experienced enough or articulate enough to talk about topics as serious as this. But given how things have been going in the news for the last week now, I feel like, how can I not address this? So, if you've been following entertainment news over the past week, you'll know about all those allegations that have been made against Harvey Weinstein, the co-founder of Miramax and the Weinstein Company, that he's been all the multiple allegations of sexual harassment and assault against multiple actresses and women over the last 25 to 30 years, including high-profile actresses like Gwyneth Paltrow, Angelina Jolie, Kate Beckinsale, Cara Delevingne, Rose McGowan, and so on and so forth. And thankfully, he was fired from the Weinstein Company because of all of these allegations. But the one person that I'm talking about today isn't him. It's someone else who that is also in the same league with what Weinstein has done. If you go around YouTube, if you've been around YouTube over the last couple of years, chances are you would have heard of the web series Screen Junkies, or the YouTube channel Screen Junkies. They make web series like Honest Trailers and Movie Fights, and the founder of Screen Junkies and the creator of Honest Trailers and Movie Fights is a guy by the name of Andy Signore. And I've actually met Andy Signore in person. Last year, Signore and all the guys from Screen Junkies came over to Wizard World Philadelphia Comic Con to do a live version of their Movie Fights show, and afterwards there was like a meet and greet with the fans, and I met Andy and Dan Murrell and Spencer Gilbert, and they all signed their autographs on something that I had. And they seem like really nice guys. Last Friday, because of all the allegations thrown at Harvey Weinstein, a woman by the name of Emma Bowers, who used to be an intern at Screen Junkies, came out saying that Andy Signore has sexually harassed her on multiple occasions. What she said, and I quote, "In light of recent events with Harvey Weinstein, now is a good time to remind everyone I was sexually harassed by Andy Signore, the creator of Screen Junkies. I was interning on some viral videos, and he came across some pinup photos I had done. He messaged me saying how hot I was and tried to play it off as silly, LOL, jacking off to you in your undies. And when I tried to brush it off, he offered me to come over so he could do it in person. I will never forget his exact words. You can read a book for all I care. You need to understand, this guy was my boss. He was in a position of power, and I was a very underskilled young lady, working with him for free with the promise of if he could pay me. So I said, I'm flattered, but no thank you, because I was desperate to break into the world of costume design. A few months later, when I realized the project was going nowhere, I finally got the courage to back out. I told him I was done. His response, oh, that's professional of you. I tried to move on, but that experience killed my desire to get into costume design, and it causes me a lot of rage to see my Facebook friends who are woke and active and feminists repost and reblog honest trailers that allow this awful creep to make money. So yeah, it's not just Weinstein. I wished I'd fought more, wished I'd screen capped his messages, but I was young, scared, and dumb, so I didn't. Girls in Hollywood get taken advantage of so much. I just want people to believe me when I say this happened." And it wasn't just Emma Bowers that came out with these allegations. another woman who worked at Screen Junkies by the name of April O'Donnell, or no, April Dawn, I'm so sorry. April Dawn, she came out with her own account of what Andy Signore did to her. What she said, and I quote, "Over the past 2 months, I've been talking with Screen Junkies' Human Resources Department after Andy Signore tried to sexually assault me on multiple occasions. I did what I believed to be the right thing and trusted the company to do something, considering 2 other women also came forward with me. The HR company continued to not take me seriously and only had Andy's interests in mind. He threatened my boyfriend's job security, saying he would fire him if I told anyone. This has been the hardest time of my life, but I'm coming forward in hopes that no other women will have to be subject to this kind of treatment. He took out sex toys and tried to force them in me, took pictures of me without my permission, and promised a position at Screen Junkies for sexual favors. I hope this encourages more women to come forward because I believe you." Andy used Screen Junkies to prey on multiple women, including myself. The first time he used Chicago Comic-Con by saying they were having a Screen Junkies party and I was invited. This party ended up being him alone in his hotel room, trying to force himself on me. I was later invited by Screen Junkies to come out to LA to be on the fan cam, and they put me up in a hotel. Andy stopped by my hotel uninvited and took a dildo out of his bag and tried to use it on me. He also took pictures of me without my permission and went through my phone while I was in the bathroom. He then used my shower, saying he couldn't smell like me when he went home to his wife. Yeah, that's right. He's married, by the way. Many have asked why I haven't come forward. I was in a strange city, and he threatened to kick me out of the hotel if I told anyone. He later used my relationship with JTE against me, saying if I told anyone, he would have JTE fired. I had recently heard a story from another victim and decided this went beyond JTE or myself. I went to Human Resources with other women, and they told me we didn't really have a case, and they continued to not take my claims seriously. I had set up a meeting with a journalist for this week to finally share my story, but in the light of other women coming forward, I knew I had to show them they weren't alone. Screen Junkies has some incredible people working in front of the camera and behind the scenes, including my boyfriend. I still support the hosts. They've been incredible throughout all of this. I only blame Andy and the few people at Human Resources who knew about this, but didn't stand up for women. Thank you for all the support. If you or someone you know has been hurt by Andy, no matter how big or small, please come forward. You won't be ignored any longer. And since then, so many other women have come forward saying that Andy Signore has sexually harassed them in one way, shape, or form, whether it's through Twitter messaging and Facebook messaging, or in person, or what have you. And for me, personally, I was really shocked about this because I met this guy. I met him in person. He seemed like a really cool guy, but because I consider myself to be a feminist, and that's thanks hugely to my friend Diana Lesenby for all the things that she has said over the last couple of years, and for being such an inspiration to me. Because I consider myself to be a feminist, I just can't stand by what he did. I can't. I really can't. It just goes against what I personally believe in. And myself and a lot of other fans of Screen Junkies feel really betrayed by this because it just... We wouldn't have thought that someone like Andy Signore would have done that, but I think both this and to some extent Harvey Weinstein, but not by much because I always never really thought that guy was any good. This just goes to show that it's not just them that have committed things like this in the past. So many other men in the entertainment industry do things like this, and it's been going on for decades. And on one hand, while I'm extremely thankful that men like that are being called out more and more, I'm just really saddened that a lot of them didn't come out any sooner. And that's no fault to the victims at all. It's just, when something like that happens, when a woman is treated that way, the men who do that need to be called out. I can't fully articulate how upset these things make me, but I can articulate how happy I am for the women that have come out with their stories and what has happened with them, because, and I think I've said this on Twitter, women like Emma Bowers and April Dawn and the multiple actresses and women that have come out against Harvey Weinstein, they continue to prove that women nowadays are strong, or even in general, women in general are stronger than most men are. I strongly believe that. To all the women that have come out sharing their stories and their situations, and to all the people that have been so supportive of them, you all are the best. And I myself will continue to support stuff like this, to support speaking out against horrible things like what Signore and Weinstein did. And anyone watching this, I strongly suggest that you do the same. And I know there are going to be people who will be watching this saying, you know, they don't have any proof. You know, what if they're just tooting their own horns? What if they're just lying just to get attention? It's people like that who say things like that need to hear this the most, that need to hear these stories the most. And I feel like I've said my piece on this. I don't know if I really want to go into this any further. So, again, major, major, major kudos to all the women that have come out with their stories and they're saying what has happened to them. You all are incredibly brave. And, hell, they're braver than I could ever aspire to be. I hope this gets stamped out even more now. So, don't worry, I'll make, the next video I make will be more positive, I promise. So, until next time, my name is Mark Aquino. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.